Happy Thursday. How are you all? I am gonna go for a walk now. Okay. Gonna take you around the streets of LA. And then I'm gonna tell you about the story of the first ever TV show I worked on and how I got the role. Would you guys like to hear about that? The TV show is called The Family Law, and it's currently out on Hulu. If you've ever seen, do you guys have Hulu? I'll show you. Hello. I do have Hulu. I do have Hulu. Hulu, The Family Law. Can you show foot, please? Not for free. There's a payment if you want to see my feet. Here you go. This is the show that I am on called The Family Law. Hi Kayla. Oh, got some regulars back. I love it. Oh, thank you, Mary. Alrighty. Well, I am going to take us on a little walk. And then we can move my car. I have to move my car. My car is parked in the wrong place. Where's my key? Where is my key to my car? Is it here? Found it. Okay, got my key. Can I be moderator? Oh yes! Who wants to be the moderator? Alexia. Yes, I remember you from the other day. You can be the moderator today. And you can maintain the chat and kick out any meanies that are being mean and saying inappropriate things. We don't like them, do we? Take us to get sushi. Legitimately want to though. I'm having sushi tonight after my little walk. Ooh, wait, it's chilly. I'm not gonna leave the house like this. Ooh, it's way too cold. I'm gonna put some pants on. Totally thought it was warm, but it's actually really cold out there. Oh. Go look for some pants. Where are my gym pants? Oh, where are my pants when I need them? Okay, here we go. Okay. Who was here from the other night? The other night we were chatting and watching Stranger Things together. By the way, I haven't finished watching Stranger Things yet. I'm on the last episode, guys. I'm on episode 9. super exciting. And I've gotten to like the really scary part and I don't know how to watch it by myself. You guys will have to watch it with me. I've been watching it in 20-minute increments and I get super scared and then I have to turn it off. Isn't that the worst? What's my favorite food? My favorite food is sushi, which I'm gonna have tonight. I'm gonna have some hand rolls. Season 1 is, season 1 is really scary too. They're all super scary, all of the seasons. But the last one, season 4, is definitely the scariest, I think. From what I've seen so far. What do you guys think? Thanks for watching my YouTube shorts. Okay, story time. This is what we're here for. Story time. My first ever TV show called The Family Law. So I started taking acting classes when I was in just like the last year of university because my best friend was taking acting classes and that's how I got into acting. I've always loved it, but I never thought that I could actually do it as a career. And then this like TV show started casting called The Family Law, and it was the first ever TV show in Australia that had a mostly Asian cast. So I was like, I have to audition for that and I have to get onto it because there has been no other show in Australian history with mostly Asian cast, which is a big deal, you know. I don't know where you guys live, but in Australia there's not a lot of TV shows with Asians. So it was really cool to see the auditions come up for that, and I happened to be in the acting class of the casting director, and the casting director was like, oh, I think you'd be really good for this. Why don't you audition for this? And I did. Oh, sorry, my internet died. Anyways, so yes, back in the day there were not a lot of Asian actors, and so when they were casting for it, the casting directors looked all over Australia. They went to, because it was a family, they needed to cast 2 Asian parents and like 5 Asian kids, and they looked at schools. They contacted my mom's Chinese school, they contacted all the Chinese schools and a whole bunch of communities, churches, all of that. They sent out casting calls for them all, and I received a casting call from my agent at the time. So everybody received casting calls. So I think that's why it took so long for them to go through it, because they were just looking through so many auditions, looking for the right people to act in the role. And you know who else auditioned? My twin sister. And I remember, she's not an actor, she's actually in film and TV. Oh, sorry, not film and TV, she's in real estate. So I remember thinking, if she gets this role and not me, and she's not even an actor, I'll be so upset. I was like, if you get it, Chieng, you have to give me the role. You're not allowed to keep it. I want the role. And my sister was, luckily for me, she was like super nice and always super supportive. So she was like, oh, if I get it, you could have it. But she was good enough that they asked her for a callback. So what a callback is once you've done the initial audition, if they like you, they ask you to come back and do, I think it was, you meet the director. So you come back and then the director is there, and I think they were also doing chemistry reads at the same time. So I also had to audition with another actor, and with one other actor who was like the brother character. I had to, because I think they were trying to see like who would have chemistry between the kids. So I auditioned with this guy who they wanted to potentially play my brother, and he was decent. He was pretty good, but he didn't end up getting cast. And my sister read with him as well, and we went to audition, did the scene a couple of times. The director gives notes, and if he likes you get called back again, or you get the role. And I guess this was my first big role, so after a couple of weeks they asked me to audition again. And this is a chemistry read with my potential online boyfriend. And the character that plays my boyfriend, they kind of described him as this like surfy guy, blonde hair, really good looking, very Australian. And I think there was like 2 guys they were choosing from. So I did a chemistry read with one guy, and then I did it with another guy, like a few days after that. And I suppose they decided that they were going to cast me as the girl, so they had to choose a guy based on me and my like who I had the best chemistry with. So after another few weeks, I got a call from my agent telling me that I got the role. So that was 4 auditions later and 3 chemistry reads later that I got the role of Candy Law on the Family Law. And I was so happy. I remember at the time I was like staying like at my friend's house because I didn't have a place to stay, because it was like I was like staying closer to my work, and my friend's house was closer to my work or something. So I remember like taking a photo in the mirror and like being really excited and telling my parents, who didn't really quite understand, you know, what I was doing. I don't think they still don't think acting is really a career path. So they were just like, oh, she's doing it for fun. And my boss at the time, we just got like a new boss where I was working in my finance job, and he was really strict and he didn't want me to do the job. He actually said to me, if I take on the job, that I wouldn't have, like if I did the acting role, I wouldn't have a job to come back to because I had to leave for 6 weeks to film. So he gave me an ultimatum. He was like, either you choose acting or you choose this job, because he didn't want someone who was like half-assing the job. And I was like, well, I can't give up this role. It's so hard to book anything in Australia. So of course I was like, bye, I'm out of here. So I left that job, quit on the spot, and went to do the movie or the TV show. And I've never looked back, basically. And that was how it all started. But I was actually working in finance before that. And I had a stable job, I guess a corporate job, 9 to 5. Oh, hi Missy. So you would have seen The Family Law because we filmed it in Brisbane. My hometown, my hometown. What else? Let's see. What other stories do you guys want to know? Any stories about my life you are curious about? Where do I live now? Do you want to hear about the story of me moving to LA? It's quite complicated actually. So to come to America to work, you need a visa. You need a working visa if you're not American. And there's different types of visas that you can have. The one that I have is called the O1 visa, which is it stands for an alien of extraordinary ability. Because I have extraordinary ability. And to get the visa, you need like up bunch of documents. There's like a list of 12 things that you need to tick off the list. Like you need to get reference letters from people, and then you need to get like your resume and proof that you're an actor and your previous work, and it's like a lot to get through. But it took me like a year to get all of those documents together. And then after you prepare that, you have to get a lawyer. So I got recommended a lawyer to go through. So she submitted all my documents to the government, and the government approved me. I paid for an expedited visa. It's like so insane, the whole system. Because if you don't pay for an expedited visa, it takes about 6 months to wait to see if you get approved or not. And I needed to go immediately once I got the documents together. So I paid an extra $1,200 to get approved immediately. Got it, and then I think at that point I had already done 2 TV shows in Australia, so I had enough credit to prove that I would, you know, bring some benefit to the industry. And after I got approved, I moved to LA like within a month. I was living in Sydney at the time. It was really hectic actually. Where am I going? I'm just kind of walking around my neighborhood. Just walking along the streets, just trying to burn some fat. And what else happened? So my parents were really supportive of me, and my sister was like super sad that I was leaving, but I pretty much just got on a flight and I came here. I didn't even have a place to stay, didn't have a house. I knew 2 people in LA. I didn't have any friends. And I think I booked an Airbnb for the first month, and then I got my apartment after that. And I got an apartment in Hollywood, which is so typical, right? It's like such a typical thing to be an actor and move to Hollywood of all places. But I loved my apartment. It was like 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and I just like loved living my life here. I took a bunch of acting classes and comedy classes, and I was just learning so much about the industry. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, that's my story of how I came to LA. Now I have a visa. I extended my visa once because you can only get 3 years maximum. So I had to extend it last year. So I have another 3 years left. People are thinking, see you just walking to luckily there's not too many people around. But you know, LA is very, I guess, YouTuber friendly. So everybody's probably not surprised that I'm out here just talking to my beautiful fans as I walk around. It's kind of nice. I'm exercising and I get to be kept company by you guys. Can you tell us about something that really scared you recently? Oh, Sophia. The one thing that's been really scaring me lately is Stranger Things. Have you met any celebrities, Shu? Yes, I think the coolest celebrity I've met has been Natalie Portman, but I doubt she really remembers me. It was at this event, at a screening at her agency, CAA. CAA is one of the biggest agencies in LA. And I went to watch a movie that she was in called like Vox Lux. Oh, 1 second. Someone call me. Oh, okay. Oops, somebody call me. Okay. Shu, are you reading comments? Yes, I am reading the comments. Scariest, yes. So my scariest moment recently has been watching Stranger Things. Because that show scares me so much. There are so many scary elements to that show. I've just been freaking myself out watching Stranger Things. So scary. So scary. I can't think of anything like real life scary that's happened. Oh, actually, yesterday I was walking down the street at 12:30 at night. No, I was in the parking lot, not the street. I was in the parking lot. And there was a guy that had like 2 bags, like he was holding 2 bags, and he just like kind of walked, he just appeared out of nowhere actually, just like kind of like behind a pole, and he looked at me like and he smiled, and I was like, I did a quick smile, and then I was like walking away really quickly. I was like walk really fast, and I like was trying to make, and he like looked like he was walking in the same direction as me, really close to me, and I was like, oh my god, I'm about to get murdered right now. So then I started like walking even faster, and I had a big bag with me, and I looked in my peripheral vision like this, like I was like walking, like looking straight, but like seeing him on my peripheral vision, and luckily after like 30 seconds kind of away from me. Oh, why are people getting timed out? Are they saying mean things? So that was kind of scary. And then when I got to my car, I put all my bags in the boot, or trunk as you guys call it, and I put it in the trunk, and my trunk wouldn't lock because I've got one of those cars where it's an electric lock. So I closed the hood of the car, and it kept bouncing back up again, like it wouldn't lock. It kept going back up again. I was like, what the hell? And there was a police car in our parking garage, because I live in quite a big building, and I think at night there's been like break-ins in the cars. So there were police driving around the parking lot with these like flashlights, big bright flashlights, like flashing their lights into the cars, behind the cars, under the cars, to make sure there's no dodgy people hiding. And I was like, something bad is about to happen. I was like, there's popos, maybe they're looking for a person, like a missing, like not missing person, but like maybe he's looking for someone that just escaped prison and is hiding in this parking lot. And I'm like, I'm here by myself in the middle of the night, no one's gonna hear me scream. And I started to freak the fuck out, and I was like, could not lock my car. Then I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna go into my car and like try to figure out, and I couldn't unlock my car, and I was like, wait, why? And then I realized it was because I had left my car key in my trunk, so it couldn't lock. That's why it kept bouncing back up again. So stupid, right? So silly. And that is my story. That was a scary thing that happened to me recently. Then when I realized, I quickly got my car key out and got in the car and locked it and drove away. Neat Army is back. Hello. Oh, I love seeing my repeat fans. How are you all? How's your day? Okay. Is there any other stories you'd like me to tell to do with animals? Ooh, okay. Let me tell you about my first pet. My first pet, called Go-Go. He's my favorite pet of all time. He was a tabby cat, and he was kind of like a stray cat, because I don't know how, but in our old house, this is when I was like 10. I lived in Townsville, this small city in Australia, the northern Queensland tip of Australia. And in this house, we had this fake cat mural on our roof. It came with the house when we house decoration. And we noticed within, like, I want to say a year of moving into that house, we had wild cats visiting us. Like these wild cats with these bushy black tails. There was maybe 3 of them in the neighborhood, and they kept coming to visit our house. Like in the backyard, they would just kind of sit there in the corner. And then I noticed one of them, so this was like 3 cats with like big bushy tails, and then there was one cat with short black fur, and she had like the white mark on her face. She was a girl, we called her Juliet, but all the other black cats were boys with the bushy tails, and I think they were brothers. I don't even remember what we called that one. But after a few months, they started having kittens, like baby kittens, and they were so cute. And our parents wouldn't let them come inside the house because they were dirty wild cats, and we always wanted them in the house, but the parents were like, no. So they always had to live outside because they were feral cats. And then they started having kittens one by one, and first they were all like black and white, and we would give them to our neighbors and our family friends. But some of them we would keep them, and they would just grow up so quickly. I saw the cat give birth from beginning to end. Like I saw her big tummy. It was like when it was raining or something, we tried to make a little home for her. It was just like meowing and just like pushing these little kittens out of her like vagina, and then she would just lick them clean. Like quite an experience. It was very exciting as a little kid seeing that happen. And we would name all the cats after our friends. And then one time, Go-Go came. That was his name, so it was a boy. Go-Go was like another stray cat that came out of nowhere. And he was the most beautiful cat. Like I can't even believe he was a wild cat. But he was beautiful, and he was our favorite. He turned into our favorite cat. And at first, they were all scared of us. And there was another one called Ginger, because it was a ginger cat. And they were always scared of us, but then slowly we would give it food and then we'd pat them. That's how we would tame them. We would give it food, and when it came to eat food out of our hands, it'd always be out of our hands. They would eat the food out of our hands and we would pat them. And slowly they got used to us patting them, and they became like tame cats. They would just come up to us, except for the ginger cat, who was always scared of us. But the other cats would always come play with us. And we would pat them, and they would just become like normal domesticated cats. And then one time, Go-Go got into a fight with a big black cat, the original cat. And I guess cats are also the dominant animals, and they need to mark territory. And every time he came, the black cat would scare him away and like growl at him when we would feed him. So he had to move away from us. He would only come back like once a month to say hi and eat some food, but otherwise he would just be away from us. He was so sad every time he left. We tried to always call him back and bring him back, but that was my favorite cat. And he mated with Juliet, and then we had more tabby cats. We had these babies, and they were so cute. They were black and white ones, and then tabby ones, and we gave them away to our friends. Which is really sad, because actually they were so freaking cute. Like baby cats, kittens, when they're babies, are just like so furry and so soft and so like pudgy and fat. Arrgh. So cute. And then the other cats, this is gonna be really disturbing, but the other cats, like remember how I said there were 3 original black cats? 2 of them died. They got run over by a car. I remember coming home one day, and I saw this like black thing on the side of the road, just like lying there, and we went to go and see it, and it was like a cat that had like its guts all like exploded and hang out, and there were flies all over it because it was run over by a car. So sad. So sad. So Alexia is my moderator today. Every day I choose a new moderator because I can't always watch the chats, and the moderator's job is to kick out anyone who is being mean or rude and spamming or being really inappropriate. She puts up, if you spam, she's going to put you on a timeout, and if you say anything inappropriate, she's going to kick you out. Okay. So be good. Anyways, we walked. Yeah, I've walked a few blocks away from the car. I'm actually really close to the shops that I was going to go to. And it looks like our time is up today. We're doing a half an hour session today, my loves, because I've got to get some food and then continue on to do some work. But I love you all, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. And tomorrow is Friday, so we get to play games together. Yeah. Alright, well take care, okay? Be good to each other. And I'll choose another new moderator tomorrow. One of my usual fans, because I recognize you guys. Alright guys, have a good night. Bye.